Scrapping a home PC for the most value. Some of this stuff we'll use for scrap to send in our e-supplier. Well, all of this out of this computer will. There is some things that you can sell, on eBay or some of the computer forums online. You have a couple screws here. I hope this is in the right place where you can see it. To take this side panel off, this is a Dell computer. That's if you looked and seen our other video, you'll see where this computer came from. Those screws out, just slide this off, and that's going to give us access to everything we want to try to get out of this computer. And if you'll notice, don't have my gloves on this time, and that is a rare thing for me. They were just left in my truck. You always want to have protection for your hands and your eyes. But what we're going to show you in this computer, hopefully nothing will go wrong. First thing you can get out of your computer in this area here, hope you can see this, is 4 screws. And again, we're doing this manually, so it may take a little bit longer. We'll try to be a little bit quicker. This is going to give you your hard drive out of the computer. Now these, like I say, if you have an eBay account or if you're a member on a computer forum or something, you might want to hold this back and sell it that way to somebody. I don't do that. I don't sell used computer parts because the way I get mine, I never know where they're coming from or where they've been, or worse than that, what's on them. All that takes that off, and the way I sell my hard drives are complete. You can take this board off and just send the board in, and then this is an aluminum piece there, and then aluminum with some stainless steel screws on the back, but I leave mine all together. And the next thing we'll be looking for is the motherboard itself, and it's here in the bottom of the computer. So I just start unplugging wires to give me access to the board. And once you get everything unplugged, your board should be free. And there's one more set of plugs down here for the power supply. We'll start taking our screws out. I'll just drop these on the inside of that board there till we get flattened out till we get it out. And then we'll be harvesting some items off of this board once we get it exposed. And again, this is my preference. If you want to keep stuff to sell out, that's completely up to you. We'll take 4 screws off the back here. I'll turn it around so you can see it. These 4 screws off the back, and that's going to take this fan out. Again, there may be a market for these fans and that kind of thing for people that's building gaming PCs, and you can sell that, set that stuff back and sell it on eBay. Me, I take them out, these little fans, and I sell them with my insulated motors. So we'll just pop that right off. That gets that out, so you get another screws there we can take loose. Most of these are going to have several Phillips head screws that hold this board in place. Well, hopefully just a couple more of these, get these out. You can use a power screwdriver, obviously, but it's hard to reach down in sometimes and get stuff to come out the way you want it to. There's another one. It's like trial and error. Sometimes you just kind of have to pop them all loose. Alrighty. Now there's a screw right here that holds a brace panel in. We'll take it loose. slide up and off. I have to get a little screwdriver in there to assist that a little bit. Well, say that, and then there we go. And what that's going to do is give you access to this phone line card, where you plug in your phone line to get internet access. Obviously, if it's not wireless. So what you'll do with that, the way I do it, you can sell these the way they are. What I do is I take these two screws off, take that metal piece out, and that goes in my e-waste pile to send off. That should have just about have our board ready to come out. Alrighty, one more plug there, and then our power supply plug. Squeeze it together, and it'll come off. Now, I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to show you how to finish up your computer. There's two more screws here. You want to take those out, and when you take these screws out, that'll give you access to your CD drive or CD burner or whatever may be added in on the computer. And those also are valuable. A couple of clips here to open this front panel, and that's just a plastic panel that has some knockouts and buttons to operate the computer. Set that aside if you scrap plastic. We remove those two screws. This drive is going to come out. Again, that is something that you can sell whole. This is a DVD drive. If you do eBay, or again, you can take the screws out of this, and that's going to have an E-way printed circuit board on in it that's valuable, and that's what I do with mine. I just take this wire off, put it in my wire, and then set that aside. The last thing is your power supply, and that's going to have 4 screws on the top or the back. Take a couple of these out. You hear that rattling around, that's the screws off of that board that I left in there. Set it down to take this last screw out so this supply won't fall loose. And smack my fingers. Alrighty, you end up with an empty shell there. That'll go into your metal shred. This is the power supply that comes out. Again, you can sell these whole. I know a lot of people that use 12-volt systems in their house, like for an automobile radio or something like that. They'll buy these power supplies, and there's some way you can modify them to work 12-volt. Me, I just clip the wires off of them, and the rest of that goes into my metal shred. Now back to the main board. This is some value. Just move these clips back, and that's going to expose your memory card. Again, these are something that you can sell straight onto a computer forum or eBay, so we'll set those aside. There's another one. Now this is your processor that's underneath here. It's held in by 4 screws again. And what this is going to do is expose this heat sink and fan, taking this off, and I'll show you the processor that's underneath here. I don't know if that's enough to get it loose or not. Sometimes it takes a little bit of persuasion to get these off. They have a little plastic that goes between the board and the heat sink to keep it contact with it. Sometimes that stuff can get really adhesive. I mean, it's really sticky. again, what I'm doing to these is not, you can watch other videos and see what's going on, how they do theirs. This will unplug. Again, a set of screws that'll release that fan. That's a good piece of extruded aluminum there you can put in your aluminum pile. Here's the lock that locks your processor in place. Just move that to the side. Open that. Move this up. And then you can unplug your processor. And that is a valuable piece there. It can either be sold separately, or I box these up and send them to my e-supplier. And this is a good board, a good #1 grade board. Some online suppliers will require you to remove this heat sink that's in the middle, which is no problem. It's just kind of compressed in there. And just get your screwdriver or something and move that over. Do it this way. And this is going to expose, I don't know why I'm stuck on that word, to where you can remove that extruded aluminum heat sink there. And that's a good #1 grade board ready to go off to your e-supplier. So that's taking apart a home PC for the most value, including e-scrap. Gloveless hands again, but thanks for watching, and happy scrapping.